I even get the denial and the whining and the crying about the popular vote.
Facebook has also been roundly criticized for becoming a home to fake news. But is YouTube, the video sharing website owned by Google, any better?
We know that our government has no problem killing masses of civilians, okay?
People looking for information in the moments immediately after a breaking news story are often getting a mix of fact and fabrication. Take, for example, the mass shooting earlier this month at a church in Sutherland Springs, Texas.
Brother Jim reporting here from End Times Prophecy News.
Within hours, dozens of videos popped up purporting to have exclusive details on the shooter.
I have 100% proof here that he's far leftist and he's Antifa, okay?
And they quickly gathered tens of thousands of views, pushing them to the top of the most watched algorithms.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting worldwide.
Alex Jones, who created InfoWars, is probably the best-known conspiracy theorist and fake news peddler on YouTube.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
His YouTube channel has more than 2 million subscribers. That's only slightly fewer than CNN's YouTube channel. BuzzFeed's Jane Lytvynenko covers the problem of fake news and thinks we should all be paying more attention to what's happening at YouTube.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what's been happening on Facebook and on Twitter. How is YouTube different when it comes to fake news?
YouTube is different because it doesn't play to emotion the same way that Facebook or Twitter do. So when you share a headline to Facebook or Twitter, it's the headline that matters. With YouTube, it's the actual contents of the video that matters. So with YouTube, somebody will take your hand and walk you through their conspiracy or their coverage, if you will.
And they're quick to jump in, right?
Absolutely.
After these breaking news events like we showed.
Absolutely. That's the very similar thing between YouTube and other social media networks, that they're a lot faster than the legitimate information that's reaching them.
Okay, so when we talk about legitimate information now, are people getting their news from YouTube?
Some people are. I mean, YouTube is its own social network, just as some people exclusively get news from Facebook and exclusively get news from Twitter or any other website. YouTube is its own bubble, and there's no question that people are watching these videos and they're thinking that they have the whole picture.
And if you did try to challenge some of the stuff that's out there, is it even possible to do that?
It is so difficult with YouTube. So YouTube video is 10 minutes long, for example, or 15 minutes long. And in the span of those 15 minutes, we're getting so much information and so many either facts or fiction that to break it down and to challenge it, you would have to go point by point by point by point. But whereas on Facebook or Twitter, there's a way to sort of reply or flag false content, there isn't on YouTube. So there's no guarantee that somebody who's watched the video on YouTube will also see all the points that you're debunking elsewhere.
But what about the comments section?
Oh, the comment section. Sure, you could place it there, but there are thousands of comments on a lot of these videos,
Right.
hundreds. It's so easy for the real information to get lost.
So there's tons of pressure on Facebook, on Twitter as well, to kind of clean up its act and get rid of the fake news and all of the ways that it probably should have done something about 5 years ago. Is there any pressure on YouTube?
So there is some pressure on Google, and most of that is coming from U.S. lawmakers.
And Google because it owns YouTube.
Google because it owns YouTube. So they sort of started asking, when it comes to the Russia collusion, they started asking Google, okay, are you going to accept Russia Today ads? And they said yes. So what that tells us is that YouTube understands that there's some misinformation or propaganda or fake news that's being spread on its platform. But the issue right now is that the algorithm tends to push up a lot of commentary videos, and the legitimate news sources get lost. So whereas Facebook and Twitter have really been bombarded with criticism at this point, YouTube is only just starting to get the same kind of criticism, the same kind of scrutiny that the other networks are getting.
Thanks for talking to us about it.
Thanks for having me.